Okay, folks, welcome to short test 10. Okay, question B. The diagram below is the volume of water inside two bottles, A and B, which have a maximum volume of 250. Part B says, what is the total volume of water calculated in part A as a fraction of the maximum capacity of the two bottles? Okay, what is the total volume of water calculated in part A? Part A answer was 300. And it's out of, it says the maximum capacity of the two bottles is 250 each. 250 at 250 is 500. So out of in mathematics means what? Divide. So 300 out of 500. Now we need to simplify it down by divided by 10, divide by 10. Divide by 10, divide by 10. So that gives us the fraction of 3/5. That's done. Lovely. Next part of the question. Question 3E. 50% of the water in bottle A is then removed. Now we know from the previous question that 25 milliliters of the water in bottle A was put into bottle B as part of part D. So that leaves us with 100 ml in bottle A. Oops. 100 milliliters in bottle A. Now it says that 50% of that is taken out. 50% of 100 is 50 is half of it. To work out 50%, we just halve it. Okay, so 50 milliliters is taken out and 50 milliliters is also left there. So you have 50 milliliters left over. And that's the answer to question 2 part E. Done. Okay, question 3B.
Oh, I'm joking.
Okay, question 3B. What is the next term in sequence 2? So sequence 2 starts off as 2, 5, 10, 17, and 26. So, Mr. Faisal, explain to us what the pattern is. How do we get from 2 to 5? What do we do? Add 3. And how do we get from 5 to 10? And from 10 to 17? And then the next one is going to be add. And the next one should be add 11. So 26 add 11 will give us 37. So question 3B, the answer should be 37. That's done. Question C now. C. What is the mean of the terms shown in sequence 3 to the nearest whole number? So what does the word mean first of all mean? It means numbers and then divided by how many there are. Okay, so we're gonna. Okay, let's change color here a second. Okay, so 3C. So the numbers are, we're going to do 1, 0, 2, 4. We look at sequence number 3, aren't we? Okay, and we're going to add to that 512. I want somebody to work that out for me quickly, please. Work that out in the room. Plus 128, plus 64. Okay, and then we're going to divide it by the number of numbers that we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's the calculation we've got to work out the mean. Okay, right. Do you want to calculate an examination? Okay, the top number is added to 1984. Then you have to divide it by 5. I need a bit more space. I'm going to close into 1. How many times?
9.
Remainder?
1.
5 into 19 is?
3 remainder 4.
And how many 5s in 48 is?
9 remainder 3.
Because 5 times by 9 is 45 remainder. See, how many 5s going to 34?
6 remainder 4.
How many 5s going to 40?
8 remainder.
Okay, now. The question says that give it to the nearest whole number. So 396.8 is close to 397 because the 8 is 5 more than halfway. So the final answer for that one is 397, and that's the answer for part C. Okay, that's done. For question part D, find the total. What is the total sum of the 7th term of each sequence? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7th. And the second term is, second pattern is 2, 5, 10, 17, 26, and then we'll work out the numbers. We'll do that for each pattern, and then we'll add up the 7th term. So this over here is the 7th term, the one which has been circled in pink. So let's work them out. The pattern is uses Fibonacci numbers. So we have here 1 and 1 will give us 2. Okay, 1 and 2 will give us 3. 2 and 3 will give us 3 and 5 will give us. Okay, and then we have 5 and 8 will give us 13 for the 7th term. That's the Fibonacci numbers. Next one. Not to record. Okay. Next one. So we have 2 to 5. What are we doing here? So 2 to 5 we are adding? Add 3. 5 to 10 what we are adding? Adding another 2. So adding 5. And then we are adding 7 and then 9. And then 9, then we're going to add? And then we're going to add 13. So 26 add 11 will give us what? 37. 37 add 13 will give us 50. Okay. It's 50. Okay, next question. The next part here in the bottom is more of a simpler pattern. So we had Fibonacci numbers here. So these two add to give you that one. These two add to give you that one. This one we're adding 2 more each time. This one's a nicer one. What we're doing here is simply dividing by each time. Dividing by 2 each time. So we get to 64. 64 divided by 2 is?
32.
32. And then 32 divide that by 2 gives us?
16.
16. Now, the question says work out the sum of the last 3 numbers of these sequences. So we're going to do 13, add 50, add 16. So we get a grand total of
79.
is the answer to that question. Lovely. That one's done. Beautiful. For question 3E, we have to work out the difference between the 9th term of sequence 1, which is the Fibonacci numbers, and the 2nd term of sequence 3. So we have to work out the difference between, this is sequence 3, the 2nd term, and this is the 1st term, the 9th one goes over here. We have to work out the difference in these 2 numbers. Okay, so let's answer. Okay, so what did we say here before? We said here that the 1 add 1 is 2. 1 add 2 is 3. 2 add 3 is 3 add 5 is 8. And then 5 add 8 is 13. And 8 add 13 is 21. Okay, and then we have 21 add 13 is 34. And second, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. So that's the 9th term, isn't it? Yeah? Sequence 1. So that's the 9th term. And this is the 2nd term of sequence 3. Okay? Okay, now we've got to work out the difference. The difference means, what's the difference? It's the difference means the largest number, take away the, so we have 512 minus the 34, and 512 minus 34 will give us an answer of 478 is the answer for that question. So 478. And that's the end of question number 3. Hey, what is the sum of the interior angles in a quadrilateral? That should give us an answer of
360.
360. That shouldn't be wrong, folks. You should know that basic information there. Okay. What is the total distance around the... okay, I'm just going to write that down though. I need to get that down so we can maybe possibly reuse it. So question 4B gives us an answer of?
60.38.
60.38. We don't say 38. That's incorrect. Okay, question 4C now. 5 pupils ran around the circle. What is the total distance run by the 5 pupils? So you get 60.38 and then times it by? 5. Let's do that. So hang on a second, we times that by 5. So 4C, that will give us an answer of?
300.90.
301.90. Okay, that should be a 3, folks. It's not an 8. Okay, let me just get a bit of white there. Okay, lovely. Right, next question. 4 part D. Was what is the size of the exterior angle at point C? So this exterior angle at point C will give you... Hang on a second. Okay, question 4D. The size of the exterior angle at point C. There's 2 ways of interpreting that question. One is the GCSE way, which is with a straight line, 180 minus. But this is done in a different way. It means literally the whole angle. So it will be 360 degrees, first of all, minus the 120 degrees. So that will give us an exterior angle at point C of 240 degrees. Okay, question 4E. I don't know whether it'll fit in the bomb. Question 4E. The length of the circuit between points A and B is now halved. Only two pupils complete the new circuit. What is the total distance run by both pupils if they complete the circuit once? So let's go for a new page first of all. Okay, question 4E. So this part of the circuit is cut into half. 22.4 divided by 2 is 11.2 meters. So we've lost 11.2 meters. Now from the previous question, we know the distance around the path was 60.38. We've lost 11.2 meters, so we now have 49.18 meters the total distance. And we got how many students doing that? Two pupils. So you do 49.18. We multiply that by 2. That gives us a total of
98.36.
98.36.
So nothing wrong
Is the distance of 4E. Lovely.